Hey guys, day number 3. Um, we got 2 events in on day number 3. The Pirates every year have like this little pep rally thing in downtown Bradenton um, before spring training starts. It's usually when the full squad is already reported, but it's before the game start. They did a like a team pep rally thing, so we went to that in the evening. In the morning, we went to um, Sarasota to hit the Orioles. Um, If you're watching this and you're in Florida, or if you are planning to make the trip down and go to Orioles camp, after going just this one day, if I ever go back to Orioles camp for the major leaguers, I will not go to practice. It's just a waste of time. Buck Showalter was the only person that signed. None of the players came near anybody. Sounds like they may have a rule where they can't sign during while anything's going on. The Phillies didn't. The Phillies were good on the last day. Um, but the Orioles just were like I couldn't even get Joey Ricard, a Rule 5 guy. And he just was like I can't. So I'm gonna safely assume that they just can't during their camp during practice time. So I may go back one more time there for the minor leaguers when the minor leaguers report because I have a lot of minor league stuff for them. But other than that, just stay away from the practices. Then you ask, well, Chris, where did you get your autographs from? Well, we do what every autographer does and improvise and go to the parking lot and then try and figure out who it is that's leaving. So, but theirs wasn't too bad as far as trying to figure it out. The building is where they come out at. The door faces the street. You can kind of see who's walking out, what car they're going to. When they come to the gate, you just say, hey, kind of, you don't really yell, but you just kind of get their attention, see if they'll stop. And some of them did. Some of them we didn't even have to do that. We just found them in the parking lot. They got close to the fence and they came right over to us. It wasn't as good as it could have been. It could have been really, really good, but we had a couple of, I'm not a dealer, I'm a collector dealers that we had to deal with, which apparently they're well known down there. A lot of guys apparently know them, and nobody seems to like them, and I'm included in that group now after this. I see them again, I might just leave. Um, Manny Machado actually stopped and got up to the gate and started a sign. Everybody was lined up along the sidewalk where he had to drive right by. All he had to do was just putt, 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 pull his car up next to us, sign it. We get out of the way. He can move edge up and keep going. Well, these buffoons were pissed that nobody would get in the line. They wanted everybody to get into a line behind them because they wanted their crap signed. And didn't really care about anybody else. Well, Machado kind of saw what was going on because they were pushing people and trying to get in. They ended up actually, one of them got in front and kind of cut Jordan off. Kept sticking a jersey in front of him. Machado signed for probably 6, 7, 8 people, and then he kind of got the gist of what was going on. I mean, these players aren't stupid. He pulled up to get away from them. They still tried to push people out of the way to get to him. He pulled up some more. He skipped over me, skipped over Jordan, skipped over 2 or 3 other people. Signed for the couple of kids that were out there, which I'm totally cool with. Have no issue with that whatsoever. He signed for a couple of older ladies that were out there. No issue with that whatsoever. Then he signed for a couple other guys, and that was it. Popped off. So what started out what could have been really nice had these 2 dealers not decided to try to push everybody and act like they were trying to jump on everybody. Just get messed up, and all they wanted to do was call Machado a douchebag and all these other explicitive words, and I just finally had enough of it because he stopped and signed. He didn't even have to stop and sign when he signed. And I'm like, how is the guy a douchebag? He stopped and signed 15 autographs. He's a douchebag because he didn't sign your stuff, but if he signs your stuff and nobody else's, is he still a douchebag? I mean, you tell me. Well, they didn't really take too kindly to me actually giving them ad lib back, which apparently nobody down there does much of. I just had enough of it, and I wasn't going to keep listening to it because it was just ruining the day. It was just they were just nonstop and just would not shut up. And I'd finally just had enough of it, so I finally just said something to them. But it was the point where we were trying to figure out players. A couple of us were trying to watch and see who was coming out, and somebody would pull out, and he's like, well, I know who that is, but I'm not saying it, so these MFers out here don't get them because I ain't doing nothing for them, blah, 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 blah. But if it was somebody he needed, he would say, oh, here comes such and such. So, whatever. We finally me and Jordan did that for about 3 hours. We did okay. Not spectacular, but we just got to the point where we're like, all right, we're out of here. So anyway, now that I've just killed 5 minutes of me yapping, Oliver Drake is in the middle for 1. Jonah Heim, got him on 2. Jimmy Paredes did 4. He was signing like everything you put in front of him, so he's a good signer for everybody who heads down there. And then he did this one. Chance Cisco for 2. Happy to get that one. And that one. Dario Alvarez, one of their top prospects, if you can really call him that anymore, for 4, which really surprised me. I didn't expect him to do 4. I thought he might do 2 at the most. He has a really sweet looking sports car. I think it was a really souped up Camaro, if I remember correctly. It was really nice. Anyway, 4 on him. And like I said, inside we got Buck Showalter. He did 2. Did a couple of Topps Heritage. He was really cool, really nice. Talked to everybody. Joked with everybody. He's a really good manager, in my opinion. Very undervalued, underthought of. But anyway, Dylan Bundy was another one that surprised me. He did 4. And he did all, pretty much signed everything everybody gave him, which I did not expect at all. I was hoping maybe for 1 or 2 out of him when he stopped, but he did all 4. I took my book and I didn't give anybody any more than 4 cards at a time. Some guys I would do 6 or 7 if I knew they were good signers, but most everybody did no more than 4. And then the last guy I was really, really happy to get was Ubaldo Jimenez on the Heritage and then on the 12 Heritage. I was really, really happy with that. So, good way to end in Baltimore. Now for the Pirates Fan Fest. Try to go through this really quick. They had Kent Tekulve. This is their little generic cards they give out in their fan packs, but they had a bunch of these there for him to sign. And I did a Mike Lavalier. He's actually in camp helping instruct. So one of the guys at the tables at the little pep rally thing had these, so I picked that up. The same thing with this little gift Nagoat card, because he doesn't have anything but like team set cards, but I picked that up just for like $1, and he ended up being there. So 3 on Jacob Stallings. He's probably a AA guy. And then Reese McGuire again. We had gone to a shop that day, and I picked up a couple more Reese McGuires just to have. And this one's a team set card that I picked up at the pep rally. I bought that team set, and then the Stallings team set card there for you saw. I picked that team set up too. But these other 2 Reese McGuires I picked up at the shop just in case we saw him again. And Josh Bell did 1. Happy with that. And then Tyler Glasnow did 1 and then another one. I had to get in line for him for twice. He only signed 1 at a time, so I got those. Apparently, I guess maybe it's like a booster club or something with the Martyrs, the single A team there. They were selling all kinds of game-used bats and all kinds of different equipment, so the price was too good to pass up, so I got 2 things. Let me see how I can show these on camera. The first of which is a game-used shin guard signed by Reese McGuire. Yes, I have no clue where I'm going to put that either. As you can see, I got all these cards stacked, well, back this way, stacked up on the shelves over there with these books where I keep my cards. I got to figure out what I'm going to put this in and how I'm going to display it, but this was not, I'm not going to say how much it was other than it was not even close to the cost of the shin guard. So I picked that up for almost basically nothing. And they had team signed bats for different years, and I was left like the first or second one at their table, and I saw the bats and instantly went to the bats, and I'm glad I did because the guy was about to grab it. But this is a team signed bat by everybody on the 2012 opening day roster for the Bradenton Martyrs, which includes that guy. That's Garrett Cole. That's Jamison Talon. Where's Gift? That's Mel Rojas Jr. My laptop just fizzled. Hold on a second. Gift. There's Gift. Gift Nagope. He was in the World Baseball Classic right there. Trying to remember who else is on this. Right there to the left where it says Sticks is Tyler Waldron, who I think is in the Twin system now. Wes Freeman's on here. Corey Dickerson was another prospect. But the big thing was the Garrett Cole. This bat didn't set me back hardly anything. Matter of fact, it was much less than the bat cost. They were just doing it, I guess, for fundraising and all that. But anyway, the reason I got it was because Garrett Cole was on it. And like I say, it was a steal. So that was cool to pick up and add into my collection, along with the shin guard. So that's it for day 3. Day 4 is coming up. That was Rays Fan Fest. That was, in my opinion, probably my best day, my favorite day. Obviously, I mean, hello, Rays fan. So that video is coming up next. See you then.